Back with you here on the Newsfeed PM as I promised. The newly appointed committee by the CRL Rights Commission has sparked backlash from religious leaders. It will look, it says, into measures to curb abuse and ensure accountability within churches. But some church leaders say this action amounts to government overreach. Let's speak to this matter now. I'm joined by leader of Hope Restoration, the Reverend Mathebula, coming out of sabbatical, having to meet this matter of the launch of the ad hoc committee on Thursday.
Thabo, thank you for having me. I'm still on sabbatical, and I had to come, and deal with this matter because you can't just relax while things are happening in your country.
Yeah.
So
the chairperson seems to think you're jumping the gun here. Must relax.
Yeah.
They couldn't invite all of you because it's a small launch. They can't do it at the FNB Stadium, but they had enough people there. South African Council of Churches, they had, I think she mentions TESA, I think she mentions the Amazayoni, she mentions the ZCC, saying these are mega formations within the Christian religion, and so they can speak for all of you.
What was the criteria? Who chose those people? You understand? Because personally, and some other pastors, we wanted to go in, and we were told that, no, you are not invited. You understand? To a point that they had securities. Come on, we cannot deal like that. This is a democratic country. We have a freedom of speech, a freedom of religion in this country. If you are going to implement something in the country, you need to consult, and not just with people who agree with you. We are involved in the community.
Right.
We are known in the community, Thabo, and we are the voice in the community. I mean, I'm looking at those people, who have been elected, with respect. You've got 8 people from Shembe. You understand? I respect what the man does, what they are doing in this nation, but I'm still questioning the criteria of doing this.
And also that the scale of it is too huge, that they can't have all millions of you with all your smaller Nyana churches, all must be part of this committee. Yes, you will all be consulted. There'll be a broader consultation process. In fact, she says you'll be so consulted that you will be sick of this committee.
No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It is not the government who must actually decide who are the people who are going to be in that commission. That is another problem here. Remember, we have a government of people who fought, for the freedom of religion. But if you're going to give us a freedom and then you also take it at the same time, it becomes a problem. Because next time, we're going to be told that you are not supposed to preach this. You are not supposed to do that and that, because now this religion now is in the hands of the government. That is our concern. We are not standing against what CRL wants to achieve. We are concerned about the lives of people in our community, what is happening. But let us do things in a right way. We cannot be forced. I'm listening to the chairperson. It's like she has decided this thing is going to happen with you or without you. Come on, this is a democratic country.
She says she takes the role in the Constitution of not only promoting religion, but protecting religion. He says, her words, we take this role seriously.
Protecting religion, even protecting, the freedom of religion. That must be protected by her as well. As a matter of fact, seated here, I'm sorry to say, I don't think she's the right person, to decide that for us. Because already, she is disqualified by the things that she said before. She has undermined the faith. She has undermined us as leaders, telling us that if we call upon God or if we speak to God, and then we must go and see the psychiatric, or go to a psychiatric school or whatever. That was totally wrong of her. Personally, I strongly believe that this thing can be done in a proper way so that it can serve our people.
Not to worry, she says. Let's play. It's not regulating of the church, but here are her words. Let's play her and hear what she has to say.
What we are doing now, let me stress it again, is not to regulate the sector. We are only saying here is a group of people, credible people from credible structures, mega churches, who will go around the country and consult and dialogue with their fellow Christians. The CRL Rights Commission will have 0 attendance as a commission in terms of commissioners and the executive. Will have nothing to do with it. We said it on the 2nd that this is when we say our goodbye. We wish you well. Go out there. All that we'll be doing is that the Secretariat and not the Commission will be helping them book venues, traveling, lunches, teas, those types of things. But the CRL Rights Commission will not be involved at all.
So there you are, Rev. 3 things that are coming out of there. One is the criteria. What criteria? She says they are credible. 2, they have mega churches. That would have been the criteria.
They are credible.
Yes.
Who decides that they are credible? Is it her?
It seems it would have been
that is my concern. Thabo, you know, there are complications in this matter. That is why proper consultation must be done. There are complications here. You've got the charismatics, you've got the evangelical, you've got the Pentecostal, you've got the mainline churches, you know, and then you name it. And if you're going to bring a team of 22 people or whatsoever to come and decide, you know, I mean, it must be done in a proper way. The government, CRL, cannot just come to us and say, here are the people. Here are the people. We are concerned. We are living in a country where there's a lot of corruption. You know, other people, and I'm not saying that. That is why we need to be engaged in this matter. I don't want somebody who has been paid behind the scenes, you know, and then to come and tell us this is what you need to do. I'm standing here, I'm not just thinking about today, I'm thinking about tomorrow. Things must be done in a proper way. Tomorrow we're going to stand and confront power to truth. And then we're going to be told that you are not supposed to preach like this. We're going to take your license. You know, you are not the right person and all that. So that is why the criteria must be given in a proper way. To say you are running a mega church, that does not give you a license automatically, you know, to rule other people or, you know, to give direction to other people. Yeah. I've heard she was saying, and then 40 million people are represented here. If we've got 40 million people, which in this country we talk about 80 million people, 80 million population of this country, over 80%, I'm sorry, of this country profess to be Christians. Yeah. And I always say to ourselves, why so much crime? Now she says over 40 million people are being represented there. We cannot even use that as the point because we have so much crime in this country. That is why things must be done in a proper way, Thabo. That is my take.
Number 2, she says, well, the commission is not going to get involved here. It seems we'll pit you guys against one another. We'll stand here on the side, pay for the hotels, pay for the food, pay for the catering. You guys will decide.
Yeah, you don't have to get involved if you've got your boys and your team, after all. That is what we are saying. We don't want you to get involved. Allow us to be involved right from the beginning. Let's select the team together. Let's approve the people together so that you can take a backseat, all of us knowing to say these are the right people and then we have been consulted. Not just coming up with a team and say, most of these people who are there, I don't even know them. Yeah. You understand? Yes, you've got Ndadel Khanyane there and all those other people, but the rest of the team we don't know. And now they are just going to regulate us. Once again, I want to stand here and sit here and say, we are not against the bringing stability and order and safety in our community. That is what we stand for. That is part of our calling. But we want things to be done in a proper way so that we can protect even this religion, the freedom of religion that we have in this country.
So our view is that the current code of conduct that is in place that you accept is very soft on these matters. It's like, oh, well, you are misbehaving, we'll pray for you, you'll be delivered, you'll be fine. She says we can't leave these things to chance. There must be a predictable way in which we say, you are feeding somebody grass, this is the outcome of what needs to happen to you.
Yeah, I think we need to be fair on that, Thabo. You know, there are a lot of things that are not regulated in this country. You understand? I mean, I've mentioned even on that clip, you've got the school of circumcision. They are not regulating that. They are not coming as forceful as they are coming to us now as a church. You know, there are drugs in the community that are happening. Children becoming sangomas every day. They are not regulated. She's not coming so forceful as she's coming now towards the church. I'm saying there are laws in the country. Why do you want to persecute the church twice or with double laws? You know, if somebody commits a criminal, you know, a crime, let the criminal law take its course. If somebody sprays somebody with a doom, that is a crime on its own. I've heard her saying that. I mean, let the law take its course. Enforce the laws that are already there in the Constitution. Don't create another laws now for Christians and then for churches and say this is an extra law that must be given.
Things are not enough. She says there's not enough protection in the laws that are currently there. She says if you were there in the case of the grass, she was in court. She says it was very difficult to protect the vulnerable who would have been misguided there because, as you said, he said somebody heard from God that you must eat grass. And says,
but
next time you hear that, you must go attend to a psychiatrist.
No, but you don't break law, or you don't fix something by breaking law. Because even her, when she says that now we need to implement another law, which law? Because we follow the Constitution in this country. What I will suggest here to ma'am is that I think if you're talking about to educate, enforcing the law, because we need to enforce the laws that we have, not to create another law. Let's enforce the law. If there's a pastor who's not doing right, who is sleeping with a minor, you don't have to create the law for that. Let's apply the law that is there. That pastor must be taken to prison.
It's not enough. She says it's too late.
It's not enough.
By the time you get there, it's too late. She says you must protect it at source. You must not even give the pastor the opportunity to do that.
Now, don't blame the church. Let us let us blame those who are enforcing the law. Let us deal with that, because there are many things that our government is not dealing with them. So let us not punish those who are already doing the good work because of 2-3 people. You understand? I mean, I can take the case of Omotoso.
Yeah.
Even when he was discovered, where is he now?
Yeah, he's out of the country.
He's out of the country. Yeah. Who was responsible for that? Is it the church or the law?
Officials.
The officials.
Authorities.
Exactly. So that is what I'm saying. Let us enforce the law. Let us not just create the law to punish other people. I don't think that is the right way. My concern is that when we begin like this, we're going to become dictators, and then we're going to punish and lose what we have fought for over the years as Christians in this country. As a pastor, I don't think it is safe for us to allow that. And then if we have to go through this procedure, let us use the right criteria, knowing that we are doing things.
Rev, are you the ones that were looked at, they say you don't want to be regulated? Because she says all these people who are pushing back are those who don't want to be regulated.
Those who know me, Thabo, they know I'm a man of principle, I'm a man of integrity. And I know somebody must not say that. I want to see my community prospering. I want to see this country prospering. It hurts me and it hurts many pastors when we see that a minor has been raped, when we see people being abused in the community. I'm standing here, I want the very same thing that CRL wants to implement in our community. I totally agree with those things. I'm saying here, let us follow the right procedure. Because if we break these things, we're going to find ourselves in a problem. Let's do it in the right way. We want our churches, to govern in the right way, the government also to know their space, and the church to be given the space to operate in a proper way. Because next time, as I said, you're going to preach something that the government doesn't want. And they're going to take your license and say, come out. You don't deserve to be in this country. We have seen things like this happening in other countries. I've heard people talking about, yes, this law is working in Uganda, it's working in another country. This is South Africa. This is not a country that it is ruled by a secular state laws and all that. It's a democratic country. We've got a freedom of religion. Let us respect that and honor that. And if we work hand in hand, I strongly believe we're going to have a good answer for our people.
I mean, I've seen yourself, I've seen Reverend Kamedze, I've seen Rev Shibikotu, I've seen Prophets to Nations, Dr. Pearl Coupe, I've seen a number of charismatic leadership in the country that has come up and say, we have not been consulted, we are not involved here. What then is going to happen of this ad hoc committee? Are you guys saying you're not going to participate in the process at all?
Unfortunately, they need us. You understand? They need us. It's very simple to stand there and say, here are the people that we have selected. If we are going to govern together in this country, even those that you call small churches, no, it doesn't work like that. That person might be a small church, but they are making a big impact in that community. It takes small cells to build a bigger body. You understand? So if we're going to avoid them, and it's not going to work. So we want to put it out there. It is many people, who are not happy. And they are not happy just because, or maybe because of they don't want this thing to be implemented. We are saying it must be done in a proper way. The people who must regulate others Who brought them in? Who are these people? We want to make sure that there are procedures. Why can't you bring this thing to the community, you know, to themselves and say, we want this type of people, you know, can you give us names? Let the people choose. Not you coming up with a number of people and say, here you are, and then take it or leave it. It doesn't work like that. This is a free country. We have a voice. She must listen to us. We cannot be bullied. Let ma'am not bully us, please. That's all that we are asking.
Rev, appreciate it, and thanks so much for coming on. Leader of Hope Restoration Ministries, Reverend Chris Mathebula there.